Hey guys, welcome to the final edition of 2018 for Community Showcase Live. It's our Wintersday edition. As you know, we traditionally love to feature Wintersday, and yes, I am festively attired. Uh, I'm glad that you're here. Our guest, a surprise guest, and I'll tell you about that a little later, but our guest for today is Brian Walter, and he's from our animation team. And tell folks a little bit about what you do, Brian.
I've been doing a lot of mount stuff recently. So in the expansion, I did the Springer animations,
I am
and
super excited. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm wondering what Stefan's telling me real quick. Stefan's flagging me over on the side. I will explain in a moment. But anyway, yes, so
yes,
you did my beloved Springer, right?
yeah.
I love that. That is so
And
cool.
then more recently, I did the animations on the roller beetle mount.
Oh, okay. So
So,
tell me about that. It looks complicated, or it looks more complicated than the others. Is that right?
yes and no. Like you'd think maybe it's easy because it just rolls,
Um,
but then you gotta worry about it blending between all the different animations and how it works. And so it took a lot of testing a bunch of different things to get it to work properly. And
yeah. So roller beetle, do you race?
oh yeah, I just
Are
got
you any good?
I just got my gold scarf the other day.
Oh, I'm envious. That's a great looking scarf, and boy, that has been really, really popular. That racing. Of course, there's a promotion going on right now, and prizes to be won. But just in general, people are having a blast with that. It must feel really good to see people like embracing your content so
Oh
eagerly.
yeah, I mean when we were talking about roller beetle, I was like, we gotta do racing, we gotta do
Oh
racing,
yeah,
because from Guild Wars 1, it's super fun.
of course.
So it was nice that we gotta get it in for Guild Wars 2 in a really fun way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't even know they were going to do the roller beetle as a mount, and I just went crazy because it is so. They're iconic. I
Yeah.
mean, they're just well loved and deservedly so, I might add. Let's get on to the art here. Our first piece. I am kind of tickled with this one. You'll know why. It's a subtle transition between the Halloween festival and Wintersday, where Mad Queen Thorn, the artist, tells us everyone is moving on to Winter's Day, but I'm still stuck in the holiday Halloween spirit. I like this image a lot.
Yeah, I like how relaxed they are, just enjoying their Halloween.
Yeah, it's great, and the color palette. I'm particularly taken with the golds and oranges and reds. It's beautiful, really beautiful. Artist Screw was going through some of their previous creations and they came across this fernhound image and I pounced on it. I mean, A, it's a fernhound. I love fernhounds. And then B, the colors are so perfect for Christmas and end of year and all those festivals and things like that. I just love it. I love the effects.
Oh yeah, this one's super cool. The different line weight thickness adds a lot of dimension to the creature. It looks really nice.
Yes. Very distinctive style. Yes. Beautiful. This is Akenna by Friendly Oak. As you can see, Akenna's wearing a variation of the fancy winter outfit, and she's carrying a toy maker's bag, which I love. It's so cute. You can find more by Friendly Oak on their DeviantArt page. Just you can just search Friendly Oak over on DeviantArt. The first thing I thought of this when I saw the image was that it looked like it would be a greeting card.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. This looks like a Christmas card you would send out. So
Yeah,
really well done.
beautiful. The artist Vigon says that they call this an ore sketch adaptation. And I don't know if Vigon intended it as ore in the winter, but the color scale or the color palette used, it just seems to have that cold, stark winter feel to it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I really like the big, bold, and curvy shapes. They really lead you into the image.
They do, don't they?
Yeah.
They pull you right into it. Yeah, beautiful. Catmander. This is a concept of the Asura where Catmander added a lovely element, the super fuzzy ears.
Yeah, Zers are always super fun. This is a really cool take on having fuzzy ears. I like it.
It's very subtle in its coloration. It doesn't pop. It's very soft, and I don't know what that effect is, but it's really lovely.
Yeah, it looks like they're using the color of the paper as the middle ground and adding highlights and shadows around it.
Yeah, they are. That's true. Now I'm going to stumble over this name, but let me give it a try. Dark Twin Tico Art. Can't say it fast. AKA Zombie DJ, one of the ArenaNet creative partners, captured Desmina in the Wintersday mood. This is from last year. And so cheerful, so happy, playful.
Oh yeah, this one's really well done, and it's got a springer, so of course I love it.
I was telling Brian when I learned that he had animated the Springer that I use the Springer. Honestly, I didn't know this. I use the Springer for the animation. So when he said that, we were just going through the cards, and I was just like squealing with joy because I love the animation on the Springer. Little sounds too. I think a Springer is like my favorite mount. It's just charming, and you're right. This is a really good take on that Springer. Muffler and everything.
Yeah.
Cute. And we don't often do this, but I wanted to take a chance to look at two different pieces, kind of do a compare and contrast by the same artist, by Meep Draws GW2 Art. So Meep got commissioned to do different characters of players that they knew wearing Wintersday sweaters. So I don't know if you'd call them ugly Christmas sweaters or just sweaters, but there are 4 of them, of which I featured 2 here on the slide. Wintersday sweater art, and you can find more on Tumblr, or the full set on Tumblr. But then I found this image, and I went, oh, now this is really neat. This is Meep Draws GW2. It's an image of Snowdon Drifts. You might recognize that. Created for the Huevember initiative. And now you might remember in October we featured a lot of art from the Inktober project. And that's every day during the month of October, artists endeavor to create an ink on paper project, and most of those are black and white, but black ink on white paper. Huevember, on the other hand, encourages artists to explore color, like looking at their creative expression with the use of color. So this image is from Huevember, and I'm really taken with it.
Oh yeah, this one's super cool. I didn't know about Huevember. I love Inktober because I follow a bunch of concept artists, but I don't know if they've taken to the Huevember like they should, because this is a really cool color study, and I like how this person can do a lot of different styles. Like the previous ones were a little more cartoony, whereas that one's a lot more naturalistic. So
yeah, it's very, very good. I'm glad you did those, Meep. That was a lot of fun showing those both. Now over here, Rapunzel's art also received a commission. This one is a character art, and I don't think that I know the character's name, but I feel as if I want to get to know her. It's beautiful. The image itself is captivating. Something about the snowflakes in the background, and then they're suffused over her as well. I just really enjoyed this image.
Yeah, this one has a really cool composition. The background element makes it feel like a snow globe.
It does.
And the character is just really nicely rendered.
Yeah, it's quite beautiful. Beautiful work. And last year Sharky created a video. And they did something interesting. They called it a flipped camera video. And it's of the beloved or behated or terrified by. It's about the Wintersday jumping puzzle, right? But the camera aspects of it are very, very interesting. So, do you do the jumping puzzle for Wintersday?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you can survive in.
It took a little while, but I can usually get through it.
Okay, fair enough. Let's watch this and take a look at the puzzle here from Sharky's point of view.
You're gonna get it, and I'm gonna give it to you.
Wasn't that great?
Oh yeah. I mean, I need the camera behind me. I don't know how he was able to do it looking the other way.
Looking,
Yeah.
from above, yeah.
I got to see where I'm going.
It was a great perspective. And I was, at first, when I first watched it, I was like, well, there's a pause here. Why is that? Oh, yeah, right. You have to wait for the things to appear and then watch as they disappear. I mean, even Quaggan mode might be a little tough for me. So I'm very impressed. Thank you for sharing that with us, Sharky. That was awesome. Getting into the image here for, this is by VX Sapphire, and it was so nice. They made this as a gift for the guild leader of Poof. Love Poof. Hi, Poof. Hi, folks from Poof. Great guild leader, and the artist wrote, I've been purposefully procrastinating, and after a lot of yummy champagne, I finally finished my gift. So this is given to, I just love that. I love the shadowing on the face, I think, most of all.
Yeah, this one's really cool. I like all the details in that awesome great sword.
Yeah, and picking up the colors of the kind of the rainbow palette of the sword and then in the colors around. Clever. Real nicely done. Atomic Soldier made this portrait of Arado as a thank you present for a player, Malasor, who got the artist a really great Christmas present. Nice face.
Oh, yeah. What I really like about this one is you feel like the character's thinking, like you feel like he's got something in there. So that's a really cool thing to capture.
I don't think he looks sneaky. He looks more contemplative than plotting, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but very good. It's a good face. Really interesting and lovely details. Blue Budgie portrays Leela and Cat in an image that might look a little bit more, it's got to look a little bit more like Halloween than Wintersday, if you think about it. I mean, there is a skeleton involved. But this was a Christmas present for their friend, so it is a Wintersday gift, maybe with a Halloween theme. I highly approve.
Yeah, I love how many Azura submissions we get. People love Azuras.
Yes.
Really nice.
Did you get to animate any of the Asura, or there was probably pretty much done before you were here?
Yeah, I started a little after the player animations were done, but there are a lot of cartoony, fun animations in them that the team did a great job on. So
they did. I've said I said to Brian before that I think they have the best death animation. I've said it before on the show too. The best death animation, and some of their other moves are just really charming. I love them. They're so great. Now this is Ferrand by artist Bubbly. It's the artist's first go at a character portrait, and I really love it. I want to meet this person. Great face. But what I wanted to tell you, this is our little secret, is that Bubbly is a forum member, and they posted this on the forum, and if you go there, you can see that it has special effects. I'm not going to say anything more. Just go and look up Bubbly's name, find the post, take a look. It's really cute.
yeah, cool. I'll have to go check out. I want to see the effects on it. But I really love the facial expression. That's something you go for an animation, getting really expressive and personality, and this guy's got a ton of it.
He does, yeah. He's just bubbling over with personality. It's terrific. Shadiko, Seb's Dumnall, is a salad in winter clothing, a member of the Midnight Covenant, and a cutie patootie. And I can't argue with that. Definitely a cutie patootie.
Yeah, this is just another good submission of art from our fans. I love how they love our game so much that put all this time and effort into making all this fan art.
Isn't it
and
terrific?
Share it with us.
Yeah, it's really a privilege to do this show, to be able to present the art, and it's only a few pieces every show and a few pieces on the blog, but they represent just the heart and soul of the community, and how much our players connect with the game and how much the game world means to them, and the passion for the game and for the game world that you as an artist and the team has created is very evident. This little guy, I love him. They're super cute. Zelage tells us Pale Tree's Annala wanted a plush char backpack, so she got one for Christmas and some candy too. So you can see the little candy there in the front. And I don't know, the face.
Yeah, it's a classic char. You're not sure if they're angry or happy.
Is that Happy Holidays or I'm going to eat you? I don't know. It's a great face. And the colors are good, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's really nice. Kemiklala created a portrait of Betelgeuse's Betelgeuse's character, Wren, wearing what they called an ugly polar bear sweater. And I'm taking issue with this right now. I think there's nothing ugly about that sweater. It's adorable. I would definitely sport that sweater any time, but then maybe I'm not a particular fashion maven. I'm not really sure if I can qualify to speak on the subject of fashion, but super cute image.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you. I really like the design of that polar bear on that sweater. It's super cute. And that character just looks nice and bundled up.
Bundled
warm.
up, cozy, little hat, really happy expression. Oh, very nice. Now, I love this one. I want to share this. This is from Safikan, a forum member as well. Safikan created an amazing piece of stained glass, which they call Glints Legacy. I love this. This is actually with sunlight coming through the stained glass. And they didn't put just their heart into this, but they actually, how do I say this? Spilled blood? I mean, there were a lot of glass cuts involved in the creation of this piece, but I have to say, it's got to be worth it all when you have something this wonderful at the end. I love this so much.
Oh, yeah, and it's a perfect use of the character Glint, having it be a stained glass. It probably looks super awesome when you see the sun come through it.
Yeah, it must look wonderful. I'm so glad that you made this, Safikan, and that you shared it with us too, because it's terrific. You can see the image if you want to look at it again. It's also on the forums. It's just terrific. HTG17 created some art for the official Guild Wars 2 wiki. And they didn't create just one image. They created two. I just chose this one. I love them both, and I would encourage you to check them on the Tumblr, on our Tumblr page. Very detailed, very whimsical and fun, and I don't know, it's just extraordinary, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, this one is super cool. I like it a lot. It's got, like in animation, we really focus on posing and getting cool poses. This is a very dynamic feeling pose, and it reads as, and I like how it's a little cartoony, but it's still got a lot of detail in there, so it looks really nice.
That's true, yeah. It's a good one. Very good. So I was thinking, when I was looking for different things that come up, different submissions, pieces of art, and I was thinking it would be really awesome to have another video. And sure enough, our friend Sugar Wraith, who creates amazing videos in a series called Life on Tyria, had just released one featuring the iconic, what do you think of when you think of winter creature, which in my mind anyway is the Dolyak, the Shiver Peaks Dolyak. So we took just a couple of minutes from Sugar Wraith's new video, the Dolyak, which you can find on YouTube and you can find on our Tumblr page. But go ahead and check this out. I think you'll enjoy this video a lot. I wanted you to see this too, for sure.
To temperature. For Shiver Peak dwelling Dolyaks, keeping warm is a matter of life or death. Temperatures are so low, the thick snow freezes into a solid barrier over the ground, and the wind that bombards the mountainsides is relentless. Usually, creatures would use the energy in their food to generate body heat and keep warm. But for the Dolyaks living here, food is just too scarce. Instead of using precious energy to generate heat, these Dolyak need to conserve warmth instead. Their survival depends on their wool. Its darker colour protects them from the high solar radiation found on these snow-covered peaks, and it also acts like a warm, fuzzy blanket, shielding them from the piercing wind. Close to their skin is a very dense, soft, downy layer, that traps the air warmed by their bodies and keeps it from escaping. On the outside, the wool is much longer and coarser. The fibers contain hydrophobic oils to repel water, so the Doliac can keep warm even when wet with snow or rain. Their bulky appearance is due to another special adaptation. Shiver-Peak Doliac carry large quantities of subcutaneous fat, particularly on their neck and shoulders. This store keeps them warm and acts as an emergency ration in times of extreme food shortage. Their small ears, short tails and short legs all help prevent heat loss from their bodies, decreasing the surface area from which the biting winds can strip away heat. In contrast, the coats of arid Doliac vary from sandy yellow to pale brown. Light colours reflect the harsh Ionian sunlight and help these Doliacs keep cooler during the day. Their wool is much shorter than their cold climate cousins, except on their tails where it is much longer. This helps the arid Doliac to swat away annoying biting insects that plague them in the hot sun. With the extremes of temperatures that come with nightfall, Doliacs here also need to keep warm. The darker patches on their faces and legs help absorb any warmth left behind in the cooling ground as they lay down to rest.
Wasn't that fantastic?
Oh yeah, that's super awesome. I
Yeah.
love watching nature specials, so it was really cool to see it done in Guild Wars.
And the research, the science of Sugar Ray's analysis of what they're doing, and it's blows me away.
Yeah.
The things that, well, I need to tell you that she did one on the Springer that's amazing.
Oh really?
So I'm going to be sending this guy all sorts of links because the Springer is like the best thing since sliced cheese, and you animated it, and I squealed with joy when you said that, and I mean, it's the best thing. So great video.
Yeah, I'll have
Very
to check
fun.
out more of their videos.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job. And I just wanted to say something here. I just kind of noticed. On the slide that we were just seeing there, where both of us are saying, you might see that Brian here is named Chelsea Schroeder, and that's really not true. Yeah, down there, Chelsea is actually was going to guest on the show and develop the ominous sounding. I mean, I need to follow up. Plumbing emergency at home. And so it was a matter of, oh gosh, Mike, my boss, Mike Silbowitz, said he would step in. Brian said he would step in. I was like, oh gosh, you guys, I'm so grateful to have somebody back up. But this is not Chelsea. Chelsea will be on a future show. This is, in fact, Brian Walter. Just to clarify, get it all out there, you know. Anyway, let's get on to some more visual arts here, and let's look at this piece by Joy Draws Art. Like this a lot. This is Uki, and Joy says, with a little handmade griffin plush, Uki is ready to take on this year's challenges. Happy Winter's Day, everyone. And happy Winter's Day to you too, Joy. I love your image. It's darling.
Oh yeah, this one's super good. The character has this little mischievous kind of
Very
vibe in their
much so.
face. Feel like they're getting up to some Winter's Day shenanigans.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe is that a snowball in her hand? Like, I don't know what's going on. I think that's just the tassel of the Santa hat. But yeah, there's definitely some mischief there. And I love the fact the handmade griffin plush. That's just charming. Just darling. The deliciously named Om Nom Berry Bars offers us some creative cookery. This is actually an image, a real image, of their tropical peppermint cake. And I saw this and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can show this because lunchtime comes about now and we're sitting here on the show and there's this delicious cake right in front of us. But don't you just want to dive into that?
Oh yeah, that looks really good.
Yes, I don't know if that's a vanilla frosting or I don't know. I better not look anymore. It looks too good. But thank you for sharing that for sure. And artist Nero Kus created this lovely image of a fashionably attired Sylvari. I have to add the editorial comment that this was not selected because it contains lavender or purple, or that it is exclusively in lavender and purple, although I do think that is a wonderful color and they captured it very well. What do you think of this?
Yeah, that's a good challenge to tried to accomplish in a piece of art is sticking to one color and just using the values to help define the image. So this is really cool.
Yeah, that is completely monochromatic. I don't see any white. It's all shades from the softest lavender to purple, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, well done. And now let's take a look at several pieces having to do with this year's Winter Zine Journeys, sorry, which is created by the Guild Wars 2 Artist Collective. You can check the linked site there on the image if you'd like to see what might still be available. They did a magazine, they did merchandise. I'm going to just show you some things because I really love the work that the collective does and the artists who are involved in it. I love that they donate their time and their efforts and that all the proceeds go to charity. That is a marvelous, marvelous thing. So this first image here is a Winterscape, as you can see, by Yan-Li Wang. I believe this image uses just 2 or 3 colors. I'm not sure if the white is added or if the white is the source, in which case it might just be black and blue. I love this. The first time I saw it, I was gasped. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, it's got a lot of good contrast that adds depth to the image. You really feel the environment in there, so really good.
Lovely. I love Chill Cat's dual portrait of a Dolyak. There we go, Dolyak, Shiver Peaks Dolyak, bonding with the tiny Asura child holding an even tinier plush griffin. It's just charming. It's evocative. It's sweet. Dolyak has a little headpiece on there for the Wintersday holidays. Don't you love this one?
Yeah, it's like the classic Wintersday Dolyak that gives out the presents. So
Yeah.
I like how it tells the little story here. It's got the little girl receiving presents or
It
just meeting
does.
the Christmas Dolyak.
She has such a look of wonder on her face, like, oh, I'm petting the little nose of this guy, and that he has a very benevolent expression. It's just marvelous. Chilcat, thank you. That's incredible. 2 members of the collective, still talking about the GW2 Artist Collective, Keska and Zorav made merchandise to go in the higher levels like the collector's edition and the other sets that went with the zine. The first that they made was, look at this darling Aurene pin. Is that great or
Oh
what?
my gosh, that's super awesome. I want one.
I know, I do too. I think they're sold out.
Oh.
Oh, it's so cute. Just really, it captures her spirit and the spirit of the season. It's really good. And the second thing that they made was a set of amazingly detailed dice. You can see them there, kind of a bronze color, and the incredible level of detail is just amazing. I love it. And they are placed right now in this image. They're placed on a postcard created by another artist that you're familiar with, Gears to Gnomes. So you have Gears to Gnomes postcard and then the dice resting on top of it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look more into this Guild Wars Collective. It seems like they make a lot of cool things.
Yeah, they really do. They do. In fact, I think they're having some kind of specials going on now. So that website might be a good place to go. I think it's maybe on a daily basis. I just love that they're coming together about our game world, about Tyria, and that the charities that they choose to support are in the real world and doing benefit there as well. It's terrific, terrific. Let's look at a couple of things. I want to hark back to their previous project with which you might be familiar, the Tyrian Tarot project. Here we go with first, this is the Ace of Cups by Anneliese. I love the highly detailed etching in that bell. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can see it better than Brian and I, because we're at a bit of a distance looking at it. But there's a charming little char giving a gift to a quaggan. And I also love that behind the bell are stylized buildings. I think it's got to be Divinity's Reach. And it just, the buildings are canted at an interesting angle. I love this image. It's great.
Yeah, it's a really cool backdrop that really highlights the little bell just ringing it like crazy.
Yeah, ringing in the holidays, yay! Yeah. Or ringing the bell choir, in which I spend way too much time. I love the bell choir. This card is the 9 of Cups by Cobalt Art. Energy in this piece, magic, awe, And a darling plush griffin again. So cute.
Yeah, something we always look for in animation is good posing and different shapes. And this has a cool S shape kind of running throughout the pose and just in the composition with the environment,
I can
the
see
clouds.
that. And the lighting is interesting, isn't it? There's kind of a lighting coming from below on his face.
Hmm.
That's really good. And to round out the show, I hesitate to show this because it is a sad moment, but I have to share it. Awkwardly, Umbros says, "Someone is sad that Wintersday is over." And he's got that dejected little look. But the good news is the festival's running for several more weeks. We have more time to enjoy it. This little guy is going to, just buck up and deal with it. This was from last year, and I'm sure that little guy is back in the game, or gal is back in the game and enjoying themselves this year very much. And with that, I want to move to shared some information about how do you submit art for Community Showcase Live and to our team for them to see. We have the Community Creation Subforum, and you can embed images if the art is hosted on Tumblr, Imager, Instagram, or YouTube. You can also post on our Tumblr page as long as you use the Guild Wars 2 fan submission hashtag. That works really great. You can do either or both. We love to see your art. Brian, you were mentioning that you check out the weekly newsletter that I send to the studio.
Oh, yeah. You give us community updates once a week, and at the end of it, you have some selection of fan art, and I always scroll right to the bottom to check it out.
That's cool. Doesn't read anything I write. I got the message here. Doesn't read what I write. Oh, no, it's all about the fan art. But that's how much we value it, that we share it inside the company each and every week. We do this show, which I am privileged to be able to host for you guys. I write a blog post. We cover fan art with social media. We just really are grateful for all that you do to represent and share your love for the game that we love also so very, very much. And to share also, I wanted to share the YouTube archives. Each show that we do is archived on YouTube, and you can find them if you just search Guild Wars 2 Community Showcase Live. I believe this is our third Wintersday show, so you can see art from other festivals, or you can see any number of months and meet really cool dev guests. Every month we have a different dev guest. You get to meet different members of the teams and meet different teams through those members. So it's a really cool opportunity for you. I hope you'll check that out. And that's a wrap for December and for 2018. Our next show will be in February. Date is yet to be determined. Usually it's around the middle of the month, but we will let you know. We'll use social media. I'll post on the forums. I'll be writing a blog post about it. So join us again for the show in February. But in the meantime, do watch for our Community Showcase blog. That would be coming out in January. And I want to thank you so much, Brian. I'll tell you that plumbing emergency, Chelsea will be on the show in the future, but it was so wonderful for you to step in at the last minute and help out. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's always fun to see what the community does and talk back to them. So
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. And another thank you I want to share is to Stefan Lopresti. He is with our content marketing team, and Stefan is the man behind the camera. I'm really grateful for him doing this. Mark, our usual presenter, is on vacation, and Stefan has done a marvelous job presenting the show for us.